Weird place to start, but when you're a filmmaker and you buy a monitor or anything for that matter and spend some decent money on it, the company that produces it needs to be reputable and support its buyers. When you're spending $500 to $1,000 or more on something, the first place to look is at the company's website, social media, YouTube, and other online outlets to see the type of reviews that are done on their products. Check out their warranty coverage on what they offer and see if there are a lot of complaints about their service on the web. I don't mean some complaints, as there's always those people that would complain about a sunny day with money falling out of the sky. But if the service or return complaints far outweigh everything else you are reading, then stay away and don't buy the company's products. Sure, this may hurt startup companies that come out with new and exciting products and haven't made a name for themselves yet, but it's up to you to decide. Do you really want to be a test subject for a company using your money? I don't. So don't blame anyone other than yourself if you happen to purchase a product from a company where the deal looks too good to be true and you didn't do your research. A good monitor will be manufactured by a reputable company that has a good track record of supporting its customers with warranties, returns, and support. The packaging a product comes in can tell you a lot of things. For example, if I ordered, say, a $1,000 camera monitor and it came all jumbled together in a plastic bag or box, I wouldn't even open it and I would return it immediately for a refund. Why? I know the manufacturer of the product cares more about getting the product sold and out of the warehouse than they do about me, the person who bought it. It shouldn't be me that has to go check out if the monitor screen has gotten all scratched from all those parts banging around during shipping. It tells me a lot about the company and what I can expect from the product. A good monitor will become packaged well and the monitor itself will be compartmented so the screen does not get scratched or damaged. When a new filmmaker decides to buy a monitor or anything for that matter, it usually comes with all sorts of cables and gizmos. The person opens up the package and they don't know what to do. So they open a manual, see a parts list, a ton of stupid ways on how they can electrocute themselves, aka legal crap and nothing else. Now they're off to the internet, researching websites and watching videos trying to figure out how to use the thing and get it running. Or worse, they try and use it without knowing what they are doing and either break it or become dissatisfied with it. Here's a clue for manufacturers that do this. Do you get a lot of returns, a ton of support calls or emails? Try writing a simply worded step-by-step manual on how to use your product. Make sure the words are defined with pictures and give it to a 10-year-old. If the 10-year-old can't read it or can't do it without asking questions, rewrite the manual until he or she can. Now you've got a manual anyone buying your product can use, less support emails, less product returns, and happy buyers who come back and buy more. A good monitor will include a simple, easy-to-read manual that gets you set up and going quickly. I'm not a big fan of plastic when it comes to filmmaking gear, but for monitors, it makes sense as long as the engineers who designed it use their brains. Plastic keeps them light, and metal or aluminum-cased monitors get hot when out in the sun or from the electronics. Make sure to check that the monitor does not have an internal fan, as it will turn on and ruin your audio recording with noise or interference. A good monitor will have a housing not too thin and lots of slots to let the heat out. If I'm buying something I don't want destroyed like a monitor, then for God's sakes include some sort of protective travel bag or case. Label it with your company logo so we can see your awesomeness. No bag or protective case for something I am spending many hundreds of thousands of dollars on means you don't give a crap about me as your buyer. Make sure the monitor you choose includes a protective bag, case, or offers an option to buy one that fits. You should be darn sure the monitor includes at least one threaded metal, I repeat metal, connection, so you can mount the monitor onto your camera, light stand, or whatever. A monitor without a mounting connection is just plain stupid engineering. I had one monitor show up that had a thin plastic housing, and the plastic housing was threaded with a small hoe. No metal insert, one misthread, and the monitor mounting is ruined. Some manufacturers include things like a little pivot arm or shoe mount so you can mount the monitor to your camera on its hot shoe. That's this little metal thing up here on your camera. A good monitor will have at least one metal threaded connection, typically a 1/4 inch. If they include more than one, they are probably designed by engineers who use their brains. Look and see that the monitor either includes or has an optional hood. If you're shooting outside in the daylight, there's no way you're going to be able to see the screen on your camera or your new nifty monitor screen. A hood allows you to isolate the monitor and cut out all the sunlight so you can see the image no matter how bright the light surrounding you is. Another reason to use a hood is for indoor shooting. Your eyeballs instantly adjust to whatever light source you happen to be shooting in. Using a hood for indoor shooting will block all that ambient light so you can see exactly what the camera sees without being influenced by all the other lighting hitting your eyeballs. Don't be fooled into thinking these hoods are some sort of gimmicky thing. They are extremely useful and sometimes the difference between getting good awesome video and hoping it is. This manufacturer suggests includes a sun hood, which is a joke. There's no way this qualifies as a sun hood, as it does nothing but drop an inch or two of shadow on your screen, which is even worse. This is a sun hood. It's designed correctly, isolates all the sun and glare from hitting the monitor, and more importantly does what it's supposed to do, which is make sure you can see what you are shooting no matter what the lighting conditions. When it comes to power, it's all about options. You might be using this on a shoot in the middle of nowhere in a studio or in a home. You might want to use cheaper batteries you already own, an AC adapter, or play like the big boys and use filmmaking batteries that cost in the thousands and last for hundreds of hours. This is why higher-end gear is often designed to be modular and the parts to run it are sold separately, which also keeps the cost down. I am sure you don't want to pay for the $3,000 included special battery kit with your $500 monitor, nor do you necessarily want to pay for yet another set of batteries you already have a drawer full of. However, when choosing a monitor, you do want options to suit your needs. Your monitor at a minimum should include a slot for a common battery type such as these Sony lithium-ion batteries, popular for most monitors, LED lighting kits, and the rest. Buying batteries made by Sony is ridiculous as they charge like $150. There are replacement batteries that are much cheaper, more like $30, and I've included some links to some I really like at the end of the course. Now, if you're not familiar with batteries, let me make it simple. Electronics people, please forgive me as I don't need comments with all the mathematics to confuse people about how I was not technically correct and exact. Those little numbers on the battery, like 600 mAh, tell how long the battery might last, kind of like how much charge it will hold. I've seen a few tests online which show monitors will last about an hour with a 2500 mAh battery, 5000 rating about 2 hours, 7500 about 4 hours. So try and get a battery with a higher M rating for longer power. Make sure to check the monitor's power requirements. This monitor requires 12V, 700 mAh minimum. If you use the battery that is rated at 600, you wonder what's happening or think the monitor doesn't work, and it's just that the monitor doesn't have enough power. If you get 4 batteries, you're gonna be good for a day-long shoot, if not longer. Not all battery manufacturers are the same, so make sure you look at the reviews and ratings if you decide to go really cheap, which I don't suggest. Now, a really good monitor will include 2 battery slots, allowing you to get twice the shooting time. A really good monitor will not require both batteries to be mounted, so you can use one or both. And the battery should lock into the unit. These cheap, kind of stay there battery mount designs suck, as they will fall out or become unseated when you spend time trying to figure out why the hell the monitor isn't working. Manufacturers take note. Just because you tested your monitor standing upright at full attention doesn't mean us filmmakers don't have to hold the monitor sideways and upside down. Make sure the batteries on the monitor you are looking at lock into the unit. The best I've seen is a spring-loaded lock system. The battery locks in place, and with the press of a button it unlocks and releases smoothly. A good monitor should additionally include a way to power the monitor using a wall outlet such as an AC adapter port. Again, make sure the adapter you purchase is rated for the monitor you choose. As you can see from this label here, it will use any adapter from 7 to 18 DC, but like our battery requirement is 700 mAh, if you get any old adapter, the monitor will look like it isn't getting power and won't do anything. If the monitor is really good, it will include a way to power it using what's referred to as a D-tap connection. Basically a connection that allows people who want or have very high-end power supplies, like those from Anton Bauer, and cost as much as $500 on up. The reason these D-tap batteries are so expensive is they talk about ratings that last in the hundreds of hours. Again, don't expect a quality monitor to include all the types of batteries and AC power adapters with the unit, as you would be paying thousands of dollars extra for things you don't need. However, do expect a high-quality monitor to provide these types of connections: battery, AC adapter, and D-tap, which allows you to use what you already have on hand or buy additionally to meet your particular needs over time. If they include the different power cables, all the better. Oh, and one more thing. Good monitor will include an on-screen low battery alert. Nothing sucks more than filming away and you didn't realize the batteries were running out and the monitor shuts down on you. With an on-screen low battery alert, you know to swap the batteries at the next break.